Have you ever felt like your dog was scared, but had no clue why? Sometimes, things that seem totally harmless to us can be absolutely terrifying for them. And a lot of those fears are invisible to our eyes. Today, we're going to uncover 7 things that really scare your dog, and chances are, you've never even thought about them. Get ready to discover a hidden side of canine behavior and understand a little better what's going on inside your best friend's mind. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep bringing you more information to care for your furry friends. Loud and sudden noises. Have you noticed how your dog reacts when there's a loud, unexpected sound? It could be thunder, fireworks, the vacuum cleaner, or even a hair dryer. These noises, which might just be annoying or totally normal to us, can be super scary for dogs. That's because dogs have a much more sensitive hearing system than we do. They can hear higher frequencies and sounds from farther away, which means any sudden noise can feel way more intense and threatening to them. It's not just the volume, it's the unpredictability. Noises that come out of nowhere trigger their survival instinct. They don't know where the sound is coming from or if they're in danger, so their natural reaction is to run, hide, or even shake with fear. Some dogs actually develop real phobias to certain sounds, like fireworks. And it can get so serious that they panic, try to escape, hurt themselves, or even stop eating for days. That's why it's super important for pet parents to recognize these signs and know how to help. If you know there's going to be a storm or fireworks, try setting up a safe space for your dog. A cozy corner with blankets, toys, and some soft background noise, like classical music or white noise, can really help calm them down. Vet visits. Just saying the word vet is enough to put some dogs on high alert. For your dog, a trip to the vet might be linked to uncomfortable experiences, weird smells, being physically handled, and sometimes even pain. Even if the vet is super gentle and kind, the whole environment is packed with stimuli that can trigger fear. Remember, dogs don't understand that the vet is there to help. All they know is that they're being restrained, touched in sensitive areas, and put in situations that are totally out of their routine. That's why many dogs shake, whine, hide, or even act aggressively. One way to help your dog handle vet visits better is to make the experience more positive. Bring their favorite toys, offer treats during the ride, and even take short trips to the clinic just to let them explore the space. This helps create a more neutral or even positive association with the place. Intense human reactions. Dogs are super sensitive to our emotions and changes in our tone of voice, posture, and energy. So when there's yelling, arguing, crying, or any kind of intense human reaction at home, a lot of dogs get scared, even if they're not directly involved. They don't understand the context, but they can definitely tell the vibe has changed. And since they rely on you to feel safe, any emotional instability can lead to fear, insecurity, and even physical symptoms like trembling, heavy breathing, or trying to hide. This kind of fear is especially common in dogs that live in high-stress environments or homes with frequent conflicts. Over time, they can become more reactive, anxious, or even develop defensive behaviors like growling or backing away when someone raises their voice. You can help your dog feel safer even during tough moments. Keeping a calm tone of voice, avoiding sudden movements, and creating a quiet space where they can retreat makes a big difference. And of course, whenever possible, try to keep the emotional atmosphere at home balanced. It's not just good for your pet, but for everyone around you. Changes in routine or environment. It might sound strange, but something as simple as rearranging the furniture or changing the time of your dog's walk can make them feel really insecure. Dogs are creatures of habit. They feel safest when their routine is predictable. Any change in that pattern can lead to anxiety, fear, and even unwanted behaviors. Moving to a new house, for example, might be an exciting new chapter for you, but for your dog, it's like their whole world got flipped upside down. The smells are different, the sounds around them change, familiar objects might be in new places, or missing altogether. And all of that can feel like a threat. Sometimes, just the arrival of a new pet or baby in the house is enough to make your dog uncomfortable. Even changes in your own behavior, like mood swings or a new work schedule, can be noticed and have an impact. That's why it's so important to make changes gradually, always respecting your dog's adjustment time. If you're rearranging furniture, try keeping some familiar items in the same spot for a while. If the routine's going to change, introduce new schedules slowly, with positive reinforcement like treats or playtime. Being left alone, separation anxiety. This is one of the most common fears in dogs, and a lot of times, it goes unnoticed by their humans. Separation anxiety happens when a dog feels scared or distressed about being alone, even if it's just for a short while. Some dogs cry, bark nonstop, scratch at doors, destroy things, or even pee in unusual places when they're left alone. These behaviors are clear signs that the dog is panicking, trying to cope with the absence of the person they love and trust. But there are ways to help your dog deal with this better. One of them is gradual training, known as desensitization. You start by leaving for just a few minutes, then slowly increase the time, always rewarding calm behavior. Another strategy is environmental enrichment. Leave interactive toys, hide treats around the house, or use items with your scent to help comfort and distract your dog. Being forced to interact. A lot of people think all dogs love cuddles, being picked up, playing with other dogs, or greeting visitors. But the truth is, every dog has their own personality and preferences. And when they're forced to interact, whether with people or other animals, it can cause real fear, even if they don't show it in obvious ways. Sometimes the dog is just chilling in their corner, resting, and someone insists on petting them, picking them up, or dragging them to play. Other times, they're taken to a park full of unfamiliar dogs without any preparation. Or a child runs up to them, yelling and trying to hug them. All of that can be super uncomfortable and scary for the dog. The problem is, many pet parents don't notice the signs of discomfort. A turned-away gaze, ears pinned back, a tense body, yawning at odd times, or even just stepping away are all ways your dog might be saying, "I don't want this right now." And that fear can turn into stress, anxiety, and even stronger reactions like growling or biting. Strangers or threatening body language. Have you ever noticed your dog barking or backing away from someone who just arrived? Even if that person is being friendly? That can happen for a bunch of reasons. But one of the most common is fear of the unknown. People carrying things like brooms, big bags, canes, or even wearing hats can seem strange to a dog. They might see it as a threat and react with fear or defensiveness. Someone who approaches too quickly, tries to touch the dog without warning, or speaks loudly can make that fear even worse. Dogs prefer gentle approaches and need time to feel safe. This kind of fear is more common in dogs that weren't properly socialized as puppies. If they didn't get exposed to different types of people, sounds, and environments early on, they're more likely to react cautiously or fearfully to new things. Fear is a natural part of a dog's life, and it often shows up in situations we'd never expect. That's why it's so important to watch for the signs, respect their boundaries, and create a safe, welcoming environment. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other pet parents who want to understand their dogs better. And tell us in the comments, which of these situations has scared your dog before? Or is there something else you've noticed that didn't make it into the video? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.